So I have Windows 8 up here on my Mac, and I'm going to downgrade it back down to Windows 7. Now, this doesn't matter whether you have ever used your computer on Windows 7. This doesn't matter whether it's a virtual machine or not. This could even be your real home computer that you're downgrading back to Windows 7. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your web browser. Since this is a new installation, I haven't downloaded any programs. And since I'm just about to delete all the data on this disk, it shouldn't make a difference. So you're going to want to download Windows 7 ISO. And that's fine. You can download any of the releases on here. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll probably just go with Ultimate 64-bit, but that's just me. Maybe you want this guy. Maybe. But yeah, so download it, burn it to a disk, and then you're going to want to turn off your computer. Because once you have the disk, you're going to want to actually go settings. Well, for you, you're just going to want to insert that disk that you burned to a CD. For me, or for others, for people using virtual machines, that is your ISO file right here. So then you can just click OK on that. But again, you normally just insert it and start your machine. Like if you're on a real computer, press Escape, and if that doesn't work, press F2, and if that doesn't work, press F4, and or F12. And then if you see it selects, it shows you where your boot options, select the disk. For this guy, for this machine, for me, it only happens to show me this, and so I just press any key. So I will press spacebar, so it doesn't boot up into my partition. It did this time, but this time it won't. Capture, press something now. There, and it shows Windows 7 installation. Now, as you can see, that's the old stirred up, and that's the old everything, old icon. Then we can click next, install now, and you might get, once we accept the licensing, you might, like, they're encouraging you to press upgrade, and well, we're kind of upgrading, so you might want to click that, but it won't work. Let me show you. There we go. Doesn't work. Install now, and now I have to wait and accept the licensing again. So, I accept the license, but that's cool. We're actually going to have to delete all our data, so we have to go to Custom, which is Advanced, and then go to the Advanced, Delete, and then it just creates unallocated space, which is fine. We will install it onto unallocated space, and then Windows will begin installing. So this usually takes, on a very fast system, this can take between 2 to 3 minutes. On a very slow system, this can take up to 20 minutes. I have a very fast system, so it's just going to breeze through the installation, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so I won't. Okay, and it's just about done, and it's been a minute, or technically not even. Okay, there, boom, it's done. The installing updates takes about 25 seconds. Okay, and now we can hit restart. Okay, and then we don't want to boot from anything, so we can just leave it. and or just let it, for other people not on a virtual machine, just let it boot normally and it will boot. Now if you run into this error, just hit space. I run into this every time I've done this. It's because of the type. We didn't create a type of hard drive. We just installed Windows into unallocated space, which is fine. I mean, it's fine that you do install into unallocated space, but you get that error. But let me just stop. Since that's kind of distracting. But yeah, it's just worried that we didn't create an NTFS hard drive, and then it's gonna like go full on out on us. But we don't have to worry because it automatically creates and formats a hard drive when we select unallocated space. And let's wait. And then again, we don't want to boot it from the disk drive because we're setting up. We're still in the process of downgrading. Our computer isn't fully downgraded. Again, space. Every time you restart, it might show you that error. But it doesn't affect anything, and yeah, it doesn't really. I can just type out. So I'll just type out this. Yeah, that'll be a fine password. And then password. I'll just leave it at that. No password hint. Uncheck. Skip. Recommended settings. Next. Home network. And that's going to connect us to our network. Supposing you're not on the go, or else you're going to want to select your network. For me, it's just home. I know that what that would be in Mac terms, but yeah. And so I'm actually, now it shows that I'm installing Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit edition, which is obviously the best edition you can get of Windows. I mean, I've heard professional or pro is better, but yeah. There you go. And this will take a few minutes to prepare our desktop. And then what we can do, we can go to Control Panel, Adjust Screen Resolution, or you could just right click, but since I'm on an iMac, I don't have right click. I can just keep the changes, and then I get the beautiful Windows 7 desktop. So that's the full tutorial on how to downgrade Windows 8 to Windows 7. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Okay, so I totally forgot about this. This just popped up, this window, and I didn't remember that this was going to pop up. This is just some important updates. Very important. You just want to restart your system. And it's just some extra configuring. And then we don't want to boot from any device again. Just want it to, and now by default, it boots up Windows 7 because we don't have that. So there we go. Boom. Then I can do. And I can log on to my system, and it's downloaded all of its updates. So now you shouldn't have any more issues, except for that issue, which if you actually created a new hard drive, which I didn't do, I just immediately went with my partition. You probably should have done that, but I didn't. But I'm still up and running, and I've restarted my system. So now we can basically assure ourselves it's working. So yeah, see you later.